Hello, everyone.
Hi.
Thank you again for being once again in our webinars. I'm here with Flavian, our newest product manager, and we're here to discuss more about A/B testing.
Hi, my name is Flavien. So today we're going to talk about something really interesting and really trendy, A/B testing.
Cool, so let's get started. Yes, Flavian, and why is it so popular to A/B test?
So it is really important to A/B test because it is really impacting your metadata. So when I'm saying metadata, I'm talking about the screenshots, the long description, the short description, and all the things that the user will see. I'm talking about the first impression. The user will see your icon or your screenshots, and therefore you have to A/B test that to make sure that you take like the best option that you've got. So A/B test is really testing two versions of the same metadata. And many apps are doing it right now. And yeah, you should definitely give it a try.
Definitely. And Flavian, it's very important to make sure you know certain things before start A/B testing.
Sure.
So would you give us some advice on that?
Yeah. So the important thing is that obviously you're able to A/B test on Android and not on iOS, because on Android, each time that you want to change your icon or your screenshot, you can do it within the next 24 hours. But on iOS, it's different. You really have to upload like a new version in order to change the screenshot or the icon or any kind of changes. So the thing that you have to know is that when you A/B test, you really have to A/B test one thing at a time. If you A/B test like many different elements, then therefore at the end of the day, you don't really know what would be the impact of these changes or this of the icon changes or the screenshot changes.
Yeah, it makes sense.
And also you have to be aware that you have to test something that is significant. Like, for instance, if it's a visual, then if you change the color, then it's significant enough. But if it's just a small little detail of your graphic, then it's not relevant, and you cannot say, oh, this will have a big impact on my conversion or my retention. So an important thing is that you have to, each time you want to A/B test, you have to start with an hypothesis. So let's say, oh, the cool color blue is not really trendy at the moment, so I want to change it and I want to see if red is better. So you're going to start A/B testing on the colors only. So this is really the hypothesis that you have to make before the A/B test, so that you are really sure of what you're testing.
Yes, and also to learn from that hypothesis, right?
Yeah, true. Then you know that, for instance, that this specificity is not working on your category or with your users. So yes, that is really important. And so also an important factor is the fact that if you are trying to A/B test on Google on Android, once you get like your results, don't assume that it will be that your users on iOS will have the same behavior. It's not necessarily the case. So it's a good indication, but yeah, it's still different. And these are like two different stores. So
and users behave differently, right? In each
of course.
Store. Yeah,
definitely. And the last point is that you have to take into account the factor of seasonality. Each time that you are A/B testing, you have to A/B test at least like 7 days. Otherwise, you can say, or it's just it was just a good day or a bad day, but you don't really see the influence of the changes that you made. So yeah, and it's also interesting to know and important to know that on the A/B testing experiment on Google actually provides you with a 90% confidence level. So it means that the results that you would get, you have 90% chance that they are actually the real results. And then you have a 10% chance that these results will vary a lot. And you will have to be aware of that.
Yeah, Flavian, and what about your competitors?
Your competitors, I mean, you can actually learn from them. If you're in a specific category, your app is in a specific category, then you can learn from the best competitors. But then you can ask yourself, oh, okay, but who are my competitors, or how are they behaving? I mean, because you're not going to take a screenshot of each time they want to change the icon of this or this screenshot. So therefore, AppTweak is there to help you, because thanks to AppTweak, you can actually analyze the behavior of your competitors, if they are A/B testing, and on which element. So now let's dive
that's
deeper
really
into...
nice. Why don't you show us a bit more about it? Cool.
Sure. Now let's dive deeper into AppTweak and this feature. So as you can see, I selected the App Expedia, a booking app. And first of all, you really have to be sure of your competitors. Like, you really need to take competitors that are really comparable to your app. So when I say comparable, I'm talking about the kind of the same app power, or even better. I mean, if they are better than you, then you can really learn from them and learn from their different A/B tests, so that you can kind of fine tune your strategy. So here I selected hostels.com and Agoda. So once you've done that, you can see that this is the timeline, and as you can see, there's a color code. When you see actually the green dots, it's only a regular update. But when it's orange, then it means that it is actually an A/B test. When you see the color green and orange at the same time, it means that there is an update on one metadata and an A/B test on another metadata. What we can do now, I'm going to show you that if I select the feature graphic, as you can see here, there are only A/B tests. And what I want to show you is that what we consider an A/B test. So each time that we detect that a metadata was changed like 2 days in a row, then we consider that this is an A/B test. It's still an A/B test if after only 1 day, when there were no changes, and after this day, there's another change for the same metadata, then it's still an A/B test. But if we see that after 2 days, the app didn't change this metadata anymore, then it's not considered an A/B test anymore. So that was, I hope it is more clear what we take into account when we say that this is an A/B test and when it's not.
Great. So thank you. I think those were very nice insights. Thanks to everyone that was here to listen a bit more about A/B testing. Don't forget that you can register to our 7-day free trial and test this feature for free.
Yeah, sure. Thank you very much. And yeah, don't hesitate to use this new feature. Thank you very much.
Cool. See you next time.
Bye.
Bye.